All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I can see Felix is already around. Good morning, Felix. How are you? And the rest of you guys, I hope you guys are having a good morning. All right, as usual, you know how we do this. Those who have been with us on this channel for some good time, you know the drill. We pray and then we get started. So let's pray and start today's session. Our Father, we thank you for this morning. Thank you for you brought us again into on this platform to analyze and to look at ways to make money today. We give you praise for yesterday. Thank you for the profits that you gave unto us yesterday, for the entries that you made, the ones that we entered on the live stream and the ones we entered even after the live stream. I give you praise for it. As we start today's session, be the one to give us the insights, oh God, the analysis, clear analysis. Let us see hidden things that we everyone can't see, Lord. Let us be able to see those things that the market makers are trying to push for, Lord, that we may be part of it and be able to make the money just the way they are making the money. We give you praise, Lord, because we know even today we are going to make money, not losses. We give you praise. We love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. All right. We are here to make money, and I believe even today we will be able to get some good entries. So without any further ado, let's start. As usual, we start with Crash 500. If you don't mind, go ahead and like the stream and give us a thumbs up. If you don't mind, if it is your first time to join us here, you can still go ahead and subscribe if you love the content that we are offering right here. All right, Crash 500, ladies and gentlemen. So yesterday we had two options for this analysis. We had two options. We are still selling according to H4, I believe, on daily time frame. Yes, so we are still in a downtrend. Why? Because this was a break of structure. So it came here, we had that order block there, so we were anticipating price to break through this and then we continue with the sell, or price actually to break this resistance right here, and after breaking it, that would be what? That would be a change of character. Price to retest that level and then we get into buys. That's where I had my limit order right there. So price did not actually continue with the sales after giving us this that was a change of character on M15. It actually failed to continue, tested this order block right here and then went back into buys. So the change of character that we wanted was on H1. It happened, but the retest never came back to the level we wanted, and we missed that entry. It failed to activate. It failed to activate my limit order right on that order block. So that's how I missed the entry and the buy started. So now we currently know we are in buys, so we can delete everything right now. Even this limit order, because we've broken there. That is a break of structure right here, and we've even broken that resistance, so we can delete everything right here. This is still going, so we know that now we are in the buys, so this anticipation can go also, and now we remain with that. So price came to the fair value gap between there, was a funny one, but now I know that we know price left some big liquidity right here. So this has not, you can't enter buys because we know at a certain point it's going to come to mitigate this liquidity right here. If this becomes our high, then you know that level is matching with what we have on Fibonacci, this fair value gap. So our Fib 61.8 is right there. So we know, even as you can see, if we are not even using those two levels, 61.8 and 38.2, you can still clearly see that it is below our 50%, which is our discount zone, meaning price will be looking for a discounted level right here, a better price down below here to actually buy this asset. So I will be waiting for that move, this move to come right here, at least 50% of this fair value gap. That's what I normally wait for, 50%, and then I make my buy entry from there. So enough of crash 500. Let me go to M15. Are we selling? Yes, we need this to confirm the sell. That will be a change of character on M15. If it breaks that, and that will be confirming this move to come to mitigate this liquidity right here. But before I finish with this, I want to see what other point of interest we left back. I don't see it. I don't see it. Apart from this, there's that order block on H1. This one right here that I wanted price to react to before it continued, that order block, but also this fair value gap. So these are 2 points of interest, but I'm interested in this one because if you see here, price sort of touched that order block. If you see here, so it sort of was mitigated, so I can now anticipate this one right here, which is still the one which was never mitigated. This one right here was mitigated. I can even delete it now. I have only this as my left point of interest that is not mitigated, and that's what we will focus on today. All right, I think that's it for now. Leave it at M15. We see if we can actually capitalize on this retest move. Boom, 1,000. Boom, 1,000. Boom, 1,000. So what happened on Boom 1000? So yesterday, those who remember, we had entered a sale. Why had we entered a sale? Because we were still looking at sales. Price was still in a downtrend, but the level we entered at was the one which was not good. We were here, I think, right here. Yes, this move right here. We entered a sale, but after that, we saw that price was generating some momentum to actually get into buys. This is the reason why we actually the buys started. This was an order block right there. Price started to react from there, and eventually it broke out. So we had two levels. We remove history now. We had two levels. We had two options for this entry for this asset. We had price to break that and actually continue with the sell, but we knew at a certain point the buys were coming. So this was the anticipation. Price to come here and then later on to get into buys. Those who were here yesterday, you know that. If you missed, you can go back and look for episode number 146. You'll be able to understand why we had anticipated that. So before I think 1 p.m. we had seen price breakout. We had seen that breakout, and all I wanted was a retest from this order block. from that fair value gap, because that is now like sort of a resistance. But we saw a breakout right there, and then one can say actually it now retested on that order block. Price retested on that very order block right there. What is happening? It's a doji candle, so it's a bit it's giving me games there. Okay, I'll leave it there. You can clearly see it. It's a doji candle right there. So price reacted there. So we started to see a retest. Now I went early morning today, not even early morning. Yesterday I had to understand. I saw that fair value gap, so I marked it. All I wanted was price to react to it and get into my buys. I had limit orders. One was there, the other one was just below the fair value gap, and this first one was activated, and currently I'm in some profits on boom. So what am I saying? Do we enter? Can we enter, guys? If you enter, your stop loss has to be below this order block right here if you make an entry. So that is an entry for the buy. We are buying, but make sure your stop loss is down below this order block right here. There's a small order block right there on H1. That last order block on H1 is what you're going to use to put your stop loss below it. Yeah. All right, so now that we know that, I don't need the order block. It's mitigated, so it's not valid. I don't need it. I don't need this. Wait, what is this that I'm seeing down here? That is an order block, was mitigated. Remove this also. Let's clear the chart, and then we go to another asset. All right, so from here, first delete everything there. So from here, you clearly see that this is our previous lower high. That is our previous lower high, and price has broken it. So price has broken that previous lower high. Previous lower high meaning change of character. So price is going to retest right here, and then we will anticipate continuation of the buys. You get that? I hope we are on the same page. So if you have gone already to M15, you will clearly understand that price has actually looked for this fair value gap on M15. You will clearly see it right there. That's where price decided to react back to. This is the fair value gap right there. After this change of character right here, price decided to come back to this fair value gap. All right, and below that there is no other point of interest that is really that big that we could actually think of. This order block was mitigated, this fair value gap was mitigated, so no other significant point of interest left back to anticipate price to again come back for. So right here I'm at 70% of this buy, actually 80% of this buy to continue. So that's why it's a good trade for me to keep holding right now. All right, I think enough of boom 1000. Let's now head over to volatility. Let's head to volatility 70. Boom 500. Sorry, I wanted to put this in the middle, so let's go to boom 500. I want it to be in the middle. I think that's the middle there. Okay, let's put it just a bit here. All right, so boom 500. So what happened to boom 500? We had these two lines right there. This was another point of interest for us. We were looking for sales to actually bring us right here to this other point of interest, which is we saw it yesterday, so I'm not going to repeat it. If you missed yesterday's analysis, you can go back to it and look at episode 146 on why we had this as a point of interest down below on this very horizontal line. So right here we have a support. We had a support right there. Price broke it, but it sort of became a fake breakout right there. We were looking for sales to come around this level right there. So after breaking out of this was a retest, and I was looking at this as my entry right there. I was looking at that as my entry. So I made an entry. First late there, then second was a clear entry there. But then price kept on failing to break that level. We kept in for almost 6-7 hours. But the signal guys, I told them, once price gets back to profits or break even, just move out, because it was taking long, and I don't normally love holding assets for more than 5 hours. So we saw this actually doing the same. It was consolidating, taking longer to decide whether it's going to continue buying or selling. Actually to continue selling or to change and come into buying. So we saw that yesterday. So eventually I didn't break even. I kept holding my SL there. My stop loss was up there, was right here on this line. So it came, took me out, and now I can say we have a change of character right here on that exact horizontal line. So I can delete this horizontal line. So yesterday I made a loss on this boom 500 and of course boom 1000. I hope you guys have entered boom 1000, because I've told you why. So we are in profits. In fact, you are in big profits if you entered with a good lot size. Please, this is your first TP where I have put this line here. This is your first TP. You can go for the second TP, but also you can go all the way for the third TP, which may even reach today or even tomorrow, depending on the momentum. So I would love to first look for this second TP. That's what I'm going for. All right. So I made a loss yesterday on boom 1000. That's what I was telling you. I also made all these were insignificant losses that I made yesterday because of my tight stop losses. In that yesterday was a Monday, and Mondays are always slow, so I don't normally look for big moves on Mondays. Look for I'll be in a mood of scalping or just looking for small short trades that I can take and move out. So there were insignificant losses, not more than 20, I believe, not more than $20. So today boom 500, that's what we are on currently. Remove the history. Now all we need is to get a retest on that change of character. This is our change of character. This is our lower low, went up, came to try, give us a lower high there, lower low. This is not a lower low, this is a low just. So that is a break of structure. I mean, that is a change of character right there. And we can see price has now actually tried to leave a fair value gap right there. So if that happens and actually that candle closes, we will be having our point of interest to capitalize on when price comes. This will be our entry point for the buys. All right, so I can delete everything right here, delete everything, and now all I need will be retest back to this level to give me an entry to take me there, or even to break that and continue with the buys. So that will be my, this is going to be my anticipation. Now that I have this change of character, this is going to be my point of interest if this candle closes where it is currently. If this candle closes where it is currently. All right, just a minute. Okay, so enough of boom 500. Let's wait and see when this buy move is going to stop. We already know there is this level right here, right there, so price is likely to react from that, and then it comes back here to give us that push to break this level right here. All right, I think that's it on boom 500. Let's head over to Volatility 25 oneness. Vol 25 oneness. So Volatility 25 oneness, what happened? What were we looking at? So I wanted price to react to that. For those who remember yesterday's analysis, you remember this move. I told you guys I'll be waiting for price to react to this fair value gap, and actually it did. But surprisingly, I don't know why, I was unable to enter. Just I don't know why. Let me see, what time did it do this? It was 16, 17, 18, 19. It was at around 7 p.m. Yes, it was about 7 p.m. East African time. That's when price actually reached our fair value gap right there on M15, and then the buys started immediately. So I missed that entry. I was not in the market by then, so I missed that entry right there. But anyway, let me see, how would I have entered this? Yeah, I would have used this level right here. Yeah, that level to confirm when price goes above my 10 MA. This would have been my confirmation to make my entry right there. That would have been my entry right there to buy this asset. If I had missed to put a limit order right here, then that would have been my other entry right here. Alright, so that's how I missed that, but I hope some of you guys actually capitalized on that, because that's what we analyzed and it was followed exactly the way we analyzed it. So price came back to that resistance level, so it means this is a strong resistance level right there. That's a strong resistance level. So let's wrap it up right now from other time frames. So clearly we are going to sell. Prices failing to get back up there. According to daily time frame, we need buys, but then there's that resistance on H4 right there that's becoming a strong one. So price is failing to break it. Price is failing to break it to bring us back to that level, which is our resistance on daily time frame. So what are we going to do? See, according to weekly we need sells, daily we need buys, H4 we need some more buys. Okay, so go to H1. We are now consolidating on H1. So this consolidation right here, I'm seeing something that can be significant right there. Right there, that would be something significant that I can use, and that would mean price is coming right there. So we know that already, so delete this for now. But then how is it going to break this? Let's look at any points of interest left back where price can retest and then come with enough momentum to break that. So go to, on H1 we don't see any point of interest, any liquidity left back, we don't see it on H1 apart from this order block, actually apart from that order block, but price is not going to come back again down below here. This was a change of character right here, so it's not going to come back down there. So I can delete this also. So if that is the case, go to M15. What are we having on M15? We are sort of having that and this. Yeah, we're sort of having that. That is a pennant. That's a pennant right there. So we know pennants can easily give you a fake breakout just around here, because I don't see any point of interest. So it can easily give you a fake breakout right here and then continue with the previous trend. So we know we are going to break that resistance today. We know it is happening today, because according to this move right here, unless if it breaks this level and continues down below, to look for what? I don't see anything left back to look for. So it may give us this fake breakout, then we enter our buys. So that will leave me to actually have my limit order right on that resistance, on that support 0.02. have your limit order right there, just in case it retests on that level right there. That's when I will be looking for my entry. Yeah, so we have two levels of entry. One is there, the other one is down below for the fake breakout down below. So be ready for anything to happen right there. All right, so enough of V25 oneness. Let's now head over to volatility 75. Volatility 75. So volatility 75, we For it, we knew that we will look for this kind of move, but we needed a retest. Actually, the retest happened. Yeah, if you can see that, this is where our line is. So that retest happened today morning. So we missed this entry right there. Perfect entry right there. We missed it. If you missed, like I've already told you, if you missed yesterday's analysis, go back on episode 146. You'll be able to see how we analyzed it. So this was our entry today morning. After breaking that to give us a change of character, this was a retest back to the change of character level, and then we continue with the buy. So the buys have started, but surprisingly we have a resistance right where we are. We have that resistance and it's holding. It's somehow holding price. But if price breaks it, then we will wait for, it has left this moment, this liquidity right here. It has left this liquidity, but it is not much of a big impact. So all we need is breakout there to give us a break of structure, and that's when we will confirm buys. Right now we haven't confirmed because we don't have a higher high. This high is not a valid one. Even this low, this was just a retest. This would be our first high if price comes around here. Yeah, if price comes around there. So for now, this still, I can't enter it. I would have entered that right here. That would have been very clear for me, but I missed that, so I can't enter as I speak on M15. In fact, it is actually showing us we need to look for sells. So if I go to H1, I would want to see which other point of interest did we leave back. I see a fair value gap right here and an order block down below, but that order block is not a valid order block. So was this fair value gap mitigated? Not really. The price only touched it and then went. So price is likely to return to this or that. Yeah, price is likely to return to this according to M15. Yeah, price is likely to return to this fair value gap, and then we can get our buy entries. So delete this, delete that. This fair value gap is, this change of character is no longer necessary. This can be left back because price can easily react to that small fair value gap or the one down below here. So we have those 2 points of interest, this fair value gap here and the one right here. Those are our 2 points of interest. The rest we delete, and now we are clear. This one, it's a fair value gap, but skeptical about it. It may not give us. Let's leave it just have it on. Okay, let's do this. Since we have it as a fair value gap, let's do it like that. Let's look at M15. M15, we have a break of structure right there. So it means this will be an ideal level for price to come back to. So this is another level according to this asset. According to Fibonacci. That would be another move right there because it is a retracement level, and on M15 that is a break of structure right there. That is a break of structure, although the higher high was not broken out, and that means if price breaks this level, that becomes a change of character, because this will be our previous lower high right here. This candle here, that will be our previous higher low, meaning price breaks it, it starts to give us lower lows and lower highs. So let's wait and see what happens. This is pure price action that we are talking about now. All right, so we have these two moves we are looking at. Price to react here and give us a break of structure and even a break of that resistance level, or price to continue down below to look for this liquidity that was left on H1. So we will see whichever it comes back to, but all I need is a retest and then momentum for the buys. Then I can enter my buy entries, my buy positions. Enough of VIT75. Let's head over to Jump 50. Remember, it is a Tuesday, market is still slow. So like I said, when the market is slow, the best advice I can give you is to look for the assets that have momentum. The rest of the assets, if they don't have momentum, don't bother even forcing any trade. You just leave them automatically. Don't look at trying to force any trade. So let's bring this in the middle. Let's bring this in the middle and then trade it. Let's look at it. So what was the analysis? The analysis was price react here, but also we had this other small one. So it gave us this. In fact, before we even finished, it had reached that H4 order block. But I thought it would actually go further and go for the H1 and even M15. It did not. It actually reacted on the H4 order block and immediately went back up. So we missed that because we thought price would actually continue. It didn't give us any chance at all. Looking at that, it didn't give us any chance at all to actually believe it would actually return back. Yeah, it did not. So delete this, delete that. This happened, price reacted to it, went back for a short buy there. So it's not necessary. Also delete this. Now I'm seeing something significant where price has reacted back to. That is a fair value gap right there on M15. So if I go to H1, all I need is momentum. So do I have momentum on M15? I believe I do, but on M15 I'm still in a downtrend. So what do I need? I need a confirmation of the buys. Price to be above my 10 MA would be enough for me to actually think of the buy entry. So first delete that, delete this. Delete that. Head back to H1. We have a resistance up there, which is happening from that fair value gap right there. So at H4, so the break of structure, 22 cells, price has reacted to it, but it is failing to give us a change of character, and price is below a 10 MA, meaning we are still in a downtrend because we haven't seen any change of character to confirm reversal. So H1, we had a reversal right there. Was it a significant one? Yes, price reacted to that to confirm retest, but that resistance held up price. So until we see that broken out, we are still not yet ready to enter buys with all that we can, full swing buys. So what do? Wait for here. We are going to have a good entry right here for the buys. If price gets above our 10 MA, this is going to be a good entry for us right here. If price gives us, this is what I'm anticipating. In fact, let me do it on, what have I done? I've deleted my moving average. Let me add it. So this is what I'm anticipating. Go to M5, and then look for that. Yeah, that is what I'm anticipating. M5. That is what I'm anticipating right there. We are likely to see that. So let's wait and see how it goes. All right, so enough of jump 50. We have about 13 minutes. Let's go to jump 25 and we look at it. Jump 25. Please, if you don't mind, those who haven't liked the stream, go ahead and like it. It helps us to be noticed by YouTube algorithm. Alright, jump 25. If you've not subscribed still, you can go ahead and also subscribe if it is your first time here. Jump 25. This was a signal that I gave right here yesterday. Those who were around, I hope you made that money. The reason why I gave that signal was simple. We had the heads and shoulder. This is a left shoulder, right shoulder. This was a head right there. That was a head. So what was the target? This was the target right here. The distance of the head from there to here, and clearly you can see price immediately clearly reached the target, the TP level, and immediately started to reverse back into buys. So everything now can be taken out. Delete that, all this, delete it. So now price has mitigated this liquidity on this fair value gap, at least half of it, but then H4 is still looking for sells. Why are we looking for buys? It is on H1, it has grabbed liquidity. So what have we left back? This is a change of character. If we look at H4, that will be taken as a change of character. So that means price is coming back here on H1. It's coming right back there. Right. So if that's the case, go to H1, wait for a confirmation of entry. I think I can enter on H1, but then that means my stop loss will be below this fair value gap. My stop loss will be below this fair value gap, and this will be a retest trade right there, and then anticipate continuation of sales. So it's going to be a tricky one and a bit slow in that regard. It's going to be a tricky one and a bit slow. So all I need is now price to come back to that, and I make my entry right there. That's how I'm going to enter. That's why I've put my limit order. That is a fair value gap right there. That's the reason why I've put my limit order, to wait for price to come and mitigate that fair value gap, hopefully, and then continue, because now we can clearly see this is a break of structure right there. So it has given us a new higher high, it's coming for a new higher low, then continue like that with its slow momentum. Excuse me, with its slow momentum, then of course our TP is going to be right here, just below this fair value gap. That's where I would want to take my profits and call it a day, right there. Why are we looking at that? It is a fair value gap after the change of character, and that will be an ideal level for us to grab our profits and wait for momentum to get back into the downtrend. All right, enough of jump 25 now. Let's now go to jump 10 and we call it a day. Jump 10. Bring it in the middle. So jump actually jump 25, this was the trade I told you we did it yesterday. This was the signal I gave yesterday. I added another trade after retesting, but took me out on my tight stop loss and failed because I was looking at coming back again to the TP that I had anticipated. So this was a trade right there. From there to here, it took me out in my stop losses with my stop loss in profits. All right, jump 10. So jump 10, I gave this signal to the guys on VIP. Yeah, I gave this signal to the guys on VIP. So what happened? What was going on? First, remove history. I will bring it later. We understood this. That was a resistance. This was a support trend line. We have our current higher low, which is this. This is our current higher low, because this is a high, that is a high, so this is a low. So if it is broken, that's when we confirm change of character, but it's not yet on H4. So H1 we were looking for sales. In fact, you can see sales continued just like I had analyzed yesterday. We were looking for, go to M15. I wanted this breakout, retest, then entry. That is what I wanted to look at. So I can now delete everything. So we had two levels: price to return back there, I enter, or price to give us this retest, of which that retest happened right here. That is what I was looking for, so that I can make my entry. And clearly I made it a bit late when price went below my 10 MA. That's when I made that entry and I started to sell it right there. All right, so that was the profit on that order block. But of course the retest came, that should have ushered us to continue, but because it was a Monday, that was enough. Being a Monday, that profit was enough on jump 10 to bag that money and call it a day. So this all can now be taken out. Remove that. Let's go to H1. H1 we are still selling because price is going to of course come right here to that trend line, and then it will be oversold. But of course on H4 we are oversold already. We are oversold, meaning we are going to look at buys again. On daily time frame, we need sales. But the reversal has not yet been confirmed. The reversal can only be confirmed if price breaks this level right here to give us a change of character. That's when we can confirm sales. But as we speak, this was a break of structure right here. This was a break of structure, so we are still in an uptrend according to daily, even though CCI is showing us that we are overbought. Even though CCI says we are overbought, so we can't do anything right now. Go to H4, H1, wait for price to come back to this trend line right here and see if we can get another move to actually take us back up right there. So for now, there's nothing we can do. We know that we need to see a change of character on daily time frame and H4 to confirm sells. Until then, we are still in a buy trend. So that's why even the sell move was going very slow, because we are still in an uptrend. We are still in an uptrend. So go to M15, look at how we can capitalize on what we have currently. It is oversold, meaning we're looking for buys, but we want to wait for H1. So H1, if H1 gets down here, then we can anticipate buys both on M15, H1 and H4 to take us right up there. Alright, I think that's it for today. Let's do a recap and we call it a day. Please, if you don't mind, go ahead and give us a thumbs up so that YouTube can recognize our channel. Alright, let's do the recap. So we started with crash. We need a pullback right here, and then we look for buys. So we are waiting for price to break that level to give us an entry for the sell move to take us right here. So until then, we have no trade. Boom 1000, this is a signal I gave those who were already around when we started the analysis today. This was a signal. Our first TP is right here. We are already in big profits. Second M15 candle already in profits. So this is the move right there. This is the first TP. Second TP is right there. So congrats those who entered on your profits already on that boom 1000 buy. Boom 500, we had two options. Price to react here and give us a buy. Oh, it's only one, which is a bit weird. So this is changing. We have a break of structure there, so price should be getting back into buys. Price never reached even that level. Weird. So it's likely to come back up since it has reacted to that break of structure level. This one right here, there's a fair value gap right there, but there's a one on M15. It may actually look for the one on M15. It may actually look for this one on M15 right there. Let's use fib to confirm that. Yeah, right here. So look for at least there. Price has to come in this area and then push us into the buys once again. So let's wait and see what will happen. So for now, this is a no-go for me. I am not trading it. V25S, I put my limit order right here. This is a pennant. We are looking for continuation of the previous trend, which is a buy. So we need pullback here or pullback to this pennant trend line, and then we get into the buys. So we have those two entry positions, this one right here or a fake breakout just down below that, so we can continue. The other one is to actually continue right here if it is having enough momentum. If it is having enough momentum, it can easily break and continue with the buys. Yeah, but remember, up there we have that resistance. It is a strong resistance that has been holding for some time. So we need to see price break it to actually give us this new higher high right up there. So that's what we are going to be looking at. So leave it at M15 and we will come back to it late after some hours. V75, it's a no-go. We need pullback here and then buys. We already see a pullback and we already seen some candles coming with a buy. I don't know if it is enough there because I needed price to come here according to Fib. So I'm not buying that now. I'm just going to hold on because price is still below my 10 MA, meaning I'm needing it's still selling. So I'm not ready to risk any buys right now. Yeah, we have two options: pullback, entries here and entries right on this fair value gap, which is an H1 fair value gap right here as an entry, but also we also have this other H1 fair value gap. So we have those points of interest. Price can react to any. That's why I'm having all of them right there to just wait and see where price is going to actually go back to. We needed a pullback here on M5. It did give us a pullback even though it didn't touch exactly where we wanted it. A bit weird. Let's look at that. It only went back in between 38 and 50. Somewhat weird anyway. I will not enter still. I will still wait for another pullback. Yeah, I'm not going to enter now. These are jumps. They are very tricky, so I'm always skeptical to make my entries. So it can easily come back to this level. So that's why I'm not entering any buys. Jump 25. I have my limit order price. If price comes back here, I'll be entering a buy to give me this pullback. This is going to be a retest trade, a pullback trade to get back up there. Why? Because we had a change of character and we are in a downtrend now according to H4, and I believe even according to not yet on a daily, but we can see prices below our 10 MA, so we can still consider it also. So we are in a downtrend, and that's what we'll be looking for. That's what we'll be looking for when price reaches back here to enter ourselves. But if it reacts back here, then I'll be entering my buys to take me up there. Lastly is jump 10. We need a pullback here so that we can enter some buys, but be notified that anytime we are changing the structure, or we are changing the trend and heading back, heading into the downtrend. So if price breaks this level, that's what we'll be on. We'll be getting into the downtrend. So just wait for this pullback or the breakout, and then we get into either I sell if it breaks this level, or a buys if it reacts to this trend line to give us another pull. But what is likely to come first is this retest trade, which may not even go all the way up there. It may just come around such levels, and then get us back into sells. So you have to understand that so that you don't be caught off guard and you lose some money. So enough of that today. I hope you guys have had a great time. Remember, you can learn how to analyze like me by registering for a mentorship class. June is coming around. We have about 10 days to close the month, so you can register. For the mentorship class using the number on your screen, WhatsApp or call. But also there's a link. If you go to the channel's description, there's a link that will directly take you to my WhatsApp. You can use that and be able to WhatsApp me and tell me what you need. If you want to join the VIP Signal platform for June, you can still join the VIP. It's only $15 per month to enjoy the signals that are freely filtered and that are clearly filtered from the rest of the analysis that we make right here. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading day. See you guys tomorrow sometime. Today we'll be having a BTC analysis, so get ready. Those who love BTC, we'll be doing the BTC analysis today at 1 p.m. East African time. We'll look into BTC, what is happening. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.